China's moonshot, the lunar discoveries that could change humanity forever. China's space program has gone from overlooked to unstoppable. Dr. Michio Kaku. For decades, the spotlight of space exploration has shone brightest on NASA and, more recently, private pioneers like SpaceX. The United States and Russia long dominated the narrative of the space race, building space stations, landing astronauts on the moon, and launching deep space missions. But a quiet revolution has been unfolding in the East, one that is now shaking the global balance of power in space. China, a nation once considered a peripheral player in the cosmic arena, has emerged as a formidable space superpower, and it did so with remarkable speed, ambition, and secrecy. The Chinese National Space Administration, CNSA, now rivals NASA not only in technological capability, but in long-term vision. And at the heart of that vision is one goal: the moon. From shadows to center stage, China's silent rise in space. While many in the West were focused on Mars rovers, space tourism, and interstellar dreams, China was building its own space station, launching more rockets annually than any other nation, and investing billions of dollars into an aggressive lunar exploration program. The Tiangong Heavenly Palace space station, China's answer to the ISS, is fully operational, advanced in design, and entirely independent of US or European infrastructure. But China's ambitions don't end in Earth's orbit. The nation is laser-focused on becoming the first to establish a permanent lunar presence. By 2030, China intends to not only land astronauts on the moon, but build a functioning lunar base. And they might just succeed. While NASA struggles with funding, bureaucratic delays, and political turnover, China has a centralized, long-term strategy for lunar dominance, one that's already yielding shocking results. Chang'e missions, rewriting lunar history. Named after the Chinese moon goddess, the Chang'e missions have been the cornerstone of China's lunar campaign. Each successive mission has gone farther, dug deeper, and brought back more scientific gold than the last. Here's a breakdown of their rapid progression. Chang'e 3, 2013 successfully landed a rover, U-2, on the moon, the first soft landing since 1976. Chang'e 4, 2019 made history by landing on the far side of the moon, a feat never before accomplished. Chang'e 5, 2020 returned lunar soil samples, the first since the 1970s, and discovered shocking new materials. Chang'e 6, planned for 2024 to 2026, will retrieve samples from the moon's far side, possibly unveiling new minerals and unknown elements. Chang'e 7 and 8, 2026 to 2028 will lay the groundwork for 3D printing lunar infrastructure, test in situ resource utilization, and pave the way for permanent human habitation. The missions are strategic, calculated, and progressive, moving from observation to occupation. Water on the moon, a game changer. One of the most revolutionary findings came from Chang'e 5, which uncovered microscopic glass beads embedded in the lunar regolith. These beads, likely formed during meteorite impacts, surprisingly contained significant amounts of water. Scientists estimate that each ton of lunar dust could hold up to 2,000 kilograms of water in these beads. Multiply that by the moon's surface area, and you arrive at a mind-blowing figure: over 270 billion tons of potential water on the moon. Water is more than just a life-sustaining element. It's fuel, air, and survival for future lunar colonies. Through electrolysis, water can be split into hydrogen and oxygen, the building blocks of rocket fuel. Lunar water could therefore enable refueling stations on the moon, making long-range space travel economically viable. For China, securing and utilizing this resource first could grant a strategic foothold unlike any seen since the oil booms on Earth. Helium 3, the new gold rush. If water is the moon's oasis, then helium 3 is its buried treasure. During analysis of the Chang'e 5 samples, scientists discovered a never-before-seen lunar crystal formed during ancient volcanic activity. This crystal contained helium-3, a non-radioactive isotope rarely found on Earth, but abundant on the moon. Why is helium-3 important? It's the ideal fuel for nuclear fusion, the holy grail of clean, limitless energy. Unlike fission, which splits atoms and leaves behind radioactive waste, fusion merges atoms together, replicating the energy source of the sun and stars. The problem? We have almost no helium-3 on Earth. The solution? The moon may hold over 1 million tons of it, enough to power entire countries for centuries. Just 25 tons of helium-3 could supply the US with energy for a full year. A single shuttle load of it might change the energy landscape of Earth forever. China's focus on lunar helium-3 is not a pipe dream, it's a national priority. If they succeed in mining it first, they could become the Saudi Arabia of clean energy. Mysterious discoveries. The moon is not what we thought. One of the most puzzling and controversial findings came from Chang'e 4, which landed on the far side of the moon. There, the rover stumbled upon a gel-like, iridescent substance in a small crater, a material unlike anything previously observed on the moon. Chinese scientists initially kept this discovery under wraps, releasing only vague data. The lack of transparency led to widespread speculation. Was it a new form of lunar glass? A remnant of ancient alien technology? The result of a high-energy meteor impact? Or something even more mysterious? So far, no conclusive answer has been given. This was not the only strange lunar anomaly. In 1972, during Apollo 17, NASA astronauts discovered orange dust near their landing site, believed to be a byproduct of long-extinct lunar volcanoes. These strange-colored substances hint at a much more geologically active history for the moon than we once assumed. As China and other nations begin digging, mining, and building on the moon, we may uncover even more bizarre and unexplained phenomena that challenge our understanding of planetary science. Why the U.S. must pay attention. Dr. Michio Kaku has warned the U.S. space community. China could claim the most valuable real estate in the solar system. Indeed, the moon's south pole, rich in water ice and perpetual sunlight, is considered prime territory for permanent habitation. China has already mapped the area in high detail and selected landing sites. If they succeed in establishing first rights to critical lunar regions, it could trigger a new geopolitical conflict, not over land, but over resources, energy, and access. NASA's Artemis program is attempting to catch up, planning crewed missions to the moon starting in 2026. But China's Chang'e program may beat them to permanent infrastructure. The new space race is no longer about flags and footprints. It's about who controls the future of energy, water, and civilization beyond Earth. A new frontier or a dangerous gamble. Before we celebrate lunar settlements and clean fusion power, we must also consider the risks. We still know shockingly little about how lunar mining and long-term habitation might affect the moon's environment. Or our own. Drilling, blasting, and heating lunar soil could trigger unintended consequences, especially if unknown substances or volatile materials are disturbed. Could the moon contain dormant seismic activity? Could we unintentionally expose harmful substances or trigger unknown lunar phenomena? We don't yet know, and that's the point. As humanity steps onto the moon not as visitors, but as settlers, we are entering a phase of cosmic interaction that could alter the future of civilization forever. The moon awakens. The moon is no longer just a dead rock in the sky. It is fast becoming a geopolitical battleground, a scientific treasure trove, and perhaps our first real step into a multiplanetary existence. China's rapid advances should be a wake-up call, not just to governments, but to all of us. We are witnessing the beginning of a new era. One in which the moon is no longer the final frontier, it is the launch pad to everything that comes next. The race is on. The prize? The future.